Makeup tutorial! First off your skincare, I'm doing Bioma Spray, Glow Hub Hydration Serum, and then Bioma What's cream? Then we're gonna prime. I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer all over your face and then brows. Okay, brows done. As you know, I use the e.l.f. brow sculpting. Now we're gonna go with a base, and I chose something a bit different. I actually did a base, which I think is what made my makeup look amazing. I mixed the Revolution Bright Light and the Maybelline, yeah. Then just a flat dense brush. Either one of these will work, just to buff it out. My base looks really light, okay, but you have to let me cook. You have to let me cook. Next, I'm gonna use my curve case for my bronzer, and I'm gonna use. Now I'm using quite a dense brush, but honestly, whatever you find works best for you. I'm gonna pat that on there, and then we're gonna blend it out. Okay, kind of forgot to record, but it looks a bit harsh. But again, you kind of have to trust the process of it. Yeah. Then also I like to drag it down my nose a bit. Hold on. I use a fluffy-ish brush, but it's quite compact still. And then just use one of the lighter shades and drag it down my nose a bit. And I'll show you that. Like it's there, but it's not there, you know? I just extra step. And then time for blush. Okay, so I actually use the Made by Mitchell brushes with the blush. And I use the really pink shade and then this one. My Curve Kiss looks so dirty, oh my god. Then I tap it onto here first, and then I put it on my face. I just like to start quite high up. It looks like a lot, but we're gonna blend it out, don't worry. And I also like to go under my eye a bit, because it helps with that seamless blend. And then you can keep using the same brush, but I swap to the same brush, but without product on it, and blend it out. Then I just get like a neutral brush, anything. This one's quite got a blush on it, this one's got bronzer, it doesn't matter. And I try to marry the two together. You may want to go over one or another again, but until your desired blendiness, then yeah. Now I use two concealers, Too Faced Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury goes mostly on my face, so a bit down here and to the corner of my eye. And then the Too Faced goes in the middle, so it goes here and here. And then I let that sit for a little bit. As I let that sit, see if I need to do any tweaks, fix my eyebrows again, blend this a bit more, or I add my Charlotte Tilbury highlight. I use two powders. I use a Huda Beauty in Pound Cake, and then I use the Beauty Crop in Pink 6. I use this to set, and I use this to bake. I'll show you. For my concealer, I use a brush and it's not really it is a sponge, but like it's quite a dense sponge. So I use the brush first and then the sponge to get rid of any streaks. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, but we're gonna press it into my face. I'm gonna bring it down a bit, and then it looks a bit yellow, which is why I use the pink to balance it out a little bit. Shouldn't really be using the same powder puff, but I will. And I'm just gonna put a bit on top, and I literally leave that for a couple seconds and I wipe it off, and then do the same to the other side. Now, as much as I love Fenty and I love this bronzer, the shade is perfect, but it must be, I've got something in there, some sort of product, like my brush must be wet, so like it's hard to get the pigment off. So I'm using a fluffy but still dense brush, but you could probably use a fluffier one, as yours is probably better than mine. It just warms up the face a tad bit more. I don't even know if you can tell, but in real life you can tell, and it just brings it back together so much more. Now I'm going to use this really fluffy brush, easy to manipulate, to do the powder blush. Now this blush goes on thick and heavy because of how bright it is. So I'm going to go with my blending brush, and I'm just going to go around in circles to buff it out until it's my desired like pinkness, because this is a bit too pink. Okay, I might put a bit of mascara on, but I'm kind of liking the no lash look. But my favourite is the Benefit Bad Girl Bang, or the Rare Beauty one's pretty good. Okay, next is lip liner. MUA Makeup Academy. Ugh, this one's not sharpened, but this is my favourite lip liner ever. Such beautiful colour. Just use a bit of a gloss. Let me show you when I finish. Okay, so I've actually decided no gloss. This is the finished look. I'm just going to do my edges, and then you'll get the full thing. Okay, I just went for like a little, but this is the full thing. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.